Was just chilling, listening to this Asmongold Gold video, and it got me thinking about society and whatnot. But I was just chilling, listening to this shit because gaming's kind of fucking bunk ass right now. It's kind of dead. So you're not always playing shit like you used to be back in the day.
Black, you're a boy. You ain't black. You may
I'm
be
gonna
black,
save my
but you ain't
thoughts.
black. Yes. It's because being black is
For a little
supporting
bit.
all black people.
Yeah, this is it's crazy that like, oh yeah, well, how do you define being black? Supporting crime and murder. Like, this is, as I said, it's crazy horseshoe theory. Like, I mean, I would never even imagine. This is too racist even for me.
Everywhere, regardless of what they have done. All the normal black people are just called like pick-me's. They're called pick-me's for having a brain and not going along with this
Uncle
race
Ruckus.
grievance bullshit.
Yep.
Every time like they speak out about this, they're just called the C word. You know what I mean?
It's
the term
toxic
for
as
this
fuck.
animal. Is that a slur? Like, I know what that's like to a degree. Granted, it's over me making fun of like women on TikTok, but like I know what it's like watching people in your community act like fucking morons. I feel you, my brothers. Oh my god, editor.
Oh.
Edit that out. Edit that out. By the way, if you want an uncensored, uncucked version of this video and all the videos a day early, sign up to be a member on my Patreon. Link down below. All Patreon members get the uncensored, uncucked version. You can hear me say fucking shit and anyway, let's get back to the video. Oh my god.
This is a racist ass country.
Shit.
We're in a racist ass state. This is a racist ass court. There ain't nothing else to talk about.
First of all,
Was gravity racist too?
I forgot what I was gonna say. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I was staring at her titties the whole time. Those
Fucking insanely big. Oh my god.
are giant titties. Just left the courthouse, and any white person can get it for real. I don't give a fuck.
Look at his fucking face. You gonna really? Oh my god.
Fuck it, dig Austin Metcalf up and stab his ass again.
Fuck it, dig him and stab him again. Why? Why? Why would you want to do that?
Apparently, a bunch of people on TikTok are doing the Austin Bop, where they dance to a song made about Austin Metcalf's murder while reenacting the stabbing.
Austin Bob, knife had blood on the tip when he dropped. How the f you gonna stop me and shit? Going out back Marlo out the box.
They were also making AI photos of themselves pissing on Austin's grave. You know, I was always told not to judge people by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character.
Yeah, but when you judge them by the content of their character, that's called being racist. Okay?
And boy, am I judging these people by the content of their character. What the f? These people are freaks. Martin Luther King Jr. would be rolling in his grave looking at all this.
Everybody, every single black person that is noteworthy in history would hate you. Everybody, all of them would hate you. Malcolm X would hate you. Martin Luther King would hate you. Fuck, I'm trying to think. I mean, I'm sure Clarence Thomas now hates you. Let me think. Besides that, let's come with Nelson Mandela probably would hate you.
The guy that wrote
let me think.
Boondocks hates you.
I'm trying to think of one specific name. Frederick Douglass would hate you. Yeah, all of these people would hate you. Every person that represents what you think or the culture that you built around would fucking hate you. Michael Jackson would hate you. Rosa Parks would hate you. Everybody would hate you. Harriet Tubman would hate you. Like, real, and I really mean this. They would all hate you. Do you honestly think that these people that push for real social change did so you could act like a fucking asshole and talk about stabbing somebody and then pissing on their grave over nothing? No. Like, really, they would all hate you. Uncle Ruckus? Yeah, Uncle Ruckus would definitely hate you.
Anthony, a black teenager, has been sentenced to 35 years in prison after being convicted by a jury with no black jurors. Oh, God, here we go again. No black jurors. Who is this moron? Who is this idiot? Oh!
It's Martin Luther King's granddaughter.
Martin Luther King Jr.'s daughter.
His daughter?
Wonderful.
Or his
Awesome. I'm done. I'm done. It's been a good 12 years, but I'm done. Channel's done. Video's over. This officially broke me. I'm done. Go watch Moist Critical. Go watch Asmongold. I'm done.
Ooh, that's real bad.
And right off the bat, man, free Carmelo.
You 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 big lip bastard.
Straight up. I don't give a fuck about no white lives. Fuck that cracker. We smoking on that Austin Pat. I don't care anymore because it ain't no good in this shit. It ain't nothing good that's in this shit.
Can you imagine being like super racist and watching this video?
You have no idea. Yeah. I've always, from a very young age, saw this for what it was. It makes me a worse person. That makes sense.
Can you imagine, like, oh my God.
But they trying to lay
What do
the
you
law
mean
down.
imagine? Okay.
All that shit. Y'all gotta give it up. Y'all gotta give it up.
Like, I don't care anymore because it ain't no good in that shit. It ain't nothing good that's in this shit. But they try to lay the law down up that shit. Y'all gotta give it up. Y'all gotta give it up.
Well, now that you say it like that, I think Carmelo's innocent.
Beautifully said. Thank you,
Oh,
sir.
yeah.
There isn't a black American on earth that is surprised by what just happened to Carmelo Anthony. Not one.
Good.
Yeah, when you he held his brother in his arms while he died. Do you know what that would do you have any idea what that does to a man? How much that
One black face in that jury box, not one
he was
peer, not one person.
He was 17 when he died. The man was 17. I call him a man because that's what we lost out on. But he was 17 when he died. Now let's listen to LaQuisha speak.
Who has ever navigated this country in melanated skin. And if
Oh, God. You know, this stuff really used to hit. It really used to hit in 2020 and 2021. And
It never hit. It never hit To me, this shit, this race baiting, fucking principle lacking nonsense never struck a single chord. The only thing it ever did was make me racist. It's the only thing it ever did. And I always joked about it. You can ask anybody who knows me, my friends in Discord, my friends in real life, anybody. I always joked about it. But the real underlying message of me joking about it was if I, a black Jew, could get fed up with both my people in a sense where I could make jokes at their expense in a more hateful manner, what do you think other groups of people are going to do when they see the same legitimate criticisms? I always saw it as horseshit. That all of a sudden race was coming back into play with judging the content of anything. If you're ass, you're ass. If you're good, you're good. That's it. That's it. The outcome. Not talking about it. That's it. If you're ass, you're ass. If you're good, you're good. That's it. Now one can transition from one to the other. But it all matters about where you're at. And from everything we can see, this guy was a piece of shit who stabbed a 17-year-old because he couldn't keep his fucking emotions in check. And that's coming from somebody who was shot when they were 15. And been through some vicious shit. I watched my high school that I went to, cover up the diddying of a young female student because one of the kids that was involved was part of one of the founding families of the school, so it would have tarnished the reputation of the school. So they hushed it up. Now I'm 15, fresh off of being shot. I had every liberty to act out in the circumstance that I was in. Do some shit like this, possibly to that kid. Did I do that? No. Been in parties where I've gotten in scruffs with drunk asshole kids. They can't hold their liquor. And fresh off of being shot at 15, I grew up playing COD. I know this sounds cliche and goofy, but I grew up playing COD and Battlefield, and Halo was my first game. Played it about a year after I could walk. It instills you with a certain sense of like code and duty, and then you've seen warfare happen on a virtual front. You grew up, you heard about Desert Storm, you've seen all the Desert War. War kind of becomes a part of your culture. But you always have restraint because it's not a part of your everyday life. So you know it's not in front of you, it's not real for you. But when you almost die, all that shit kicks in. Everything's real for you. You're on hyper alert. You're checking entrances and exits, counting people. You're living a COD campaign. And let me tell you, it's not as fun as you might think. It's not fun. It's not. Being one of them niggas, killing every day, one of those veterans, you thank them for their service, don't thank them for what they did in terms of following orders. You know, a lot of them don't feel great about everything they did, but thank them for the fact that you don't have to do it and for carrying the burden, because that shit sucks. It's awful. I can imagine it's awful. I had something done to me that triggered my heightened sense to survive. I can only imagine to me and doing to other people. But all that to say, like, I had every liberty to act out, hurt, or end another kid. I had every liberty to do that. Never did I ever do this shit, though, because I just watched my family go for it. You've never heard something as sorrowful as your mom cries as she realizes that you're no longer her baby. even though you survived, you're never gonna be who you were before. It's horrible. I can only imagine how they feel. They'll never have their child back again, and the other one will never be the fucking same. He'll never be the same. Ever. I should know when I was in my living and dying state in the hospital fighting for my fucking life. I was looking up, slipping in and out of consciousness with a tube down my throat and one just freshly put into my ribs. And I'm looking up at my brother's face, and I'll never forget the look on his face. And my life fucking changed him forever. Can you imagine if I didn't wake up? Oh, I tell you what, my brother'd be a very different man. He'd be a very different man. We recently had an incident. I was working with him last year. Some guy pulled a gun on us while we were driving, cut us off. So I splashed his car with some water, and he pulled a gun on us for it. Originally on my side of the car, wouldn't reach for it. And we get around, and he goes up to my brother's side of the car and pulls a gun, brandishes a firearm. Now, could you imagine if he had buried his little brother? That guy wouldn't go home to his family. I'm just keeping it a buck. Some people can only take so much. This is the ripple effect that you have when you do these things. I was forced into this wisdom. I think maybe that's God's wisdom. He had me get shot for a reason. So I'm not, because I can be a very violent man, but only with justification. Maybe God saw that as a problem because that gets out of control in a person's disposition and terrible things can happen. Terrible things. So I was granted the wisdom to understand the consequences of my actions against other human beings in particular. Maybe not so much property. Like I'll punch the fuck out of a wall well before I strike anybody I'm mad at. Because I know the repercussions of injuring another human being is irreparable. The fucking wall can be fixed. Sure, you'll feel ashamed about it, you'll be embarrassed, whatever. You know, it's the wall can be fixed. Your relationship with a person, to an extent, cannot. And not only has this man burned a bridge culturally now, but he's ruined the relationship between father and son and mother and son because their son's dead, brother and son because his brother's dead, and the remaining relationships within the household because the trauma is irrevocable. See, I don't think people understand when they get up here and grandstand with their fucking lips puckered up like they're saying something that anybody fucking cares about with this fucking race-based nonsense. But the principle of the matter is that you removed a human life at a ridiculously young age because you're a petty, impetulant child with a weapon. So here's what we'll do for you. Since you want to act like a grown man and take life like one, you're going to jail like a grown man. And in there, they're going to pound your butt like a grown man. Because I'll be honest, son, you're kind of cute. You don't want me as a judge. I'll make you fucking cry before I send your fucking black ass to jail. I will make you weep tears of marmalade, watermelon juice, and Hennessy. Be some sweet and sour ass tears. You'll never hurt anybody ever again. Yeah, no, you'll never get the chance, buddy. This out here is for civilized people. And then you can do the whole the rich and the powerful thing and, you know, deflect the conversation whichever other way you want. Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. The rich and the powerful, which really we know who that means. My other people that I'm mad at, that I despise. Yeah. We'll get to that. Don't worry. I'll make a video about that one day. We'll get to it. Right now, let's focus on the part of my people which you can clearly see, which is why I'm the most mad at. Because when these fucking things act like this, people see that on me, especially with the disposition that I have, because I already look like a criminal because I've been through some shit. But do not get it twisted. I carry myself differently internally, in terms of being a person morally, in terms of honor and principle and duty, something this world hasn't seen in a very long time, since the time we used to get up on horseback and shit. It sounds corny, but this is really what most men are echoing back to, because now it's all we have. But those of us who are sharing either complexion or blood with a particular group that's acting in a tribalistic manner that has been detrimental to the rest of the world for a proven amount of time are getting really sick of it. Like, you guys, the normal people who are tired of it, you have no idea. You can get worse. You have no idea. I'm telling you, there's gonna be people, if this video gets any amount of reach, if it doesn't get Niger listed, you'll see it in the comments. I'm probably not the only one. For the other side of my people, they call us rebels. But that's besides the point. It gets worse. You could get so much angrier. I promise you. It gets worse. Me, my family, we've been dealing with this for years. This is why we've been staying away from them for years. This is why. These people are so violent and vitriolic and problematic to be around. And every time you try to call them on that shit, you're either at risk of dying, or you hear some bullshit like Afro Queen's about to spew in a minute here. Some fucking nonsense that has nothing to do with anything you said. And then all you can hear is that you're a racist, this, Uncle Tom, that, this, that. All right, fine then. Fine, string them up, I guess. But what we're not going to do is keep doing this shit.
For a while, we had to play along with these retards and act like they weren't as stupid as they actually were. But now we can say whatever we want. This stupid bitch and every other racist bitch like her, if anybody is listening to them, they are the most brain-dead, lowest common denominator, awful, piece of shit, reductive, racist pieces of trash garbage in this country that I don't even know what to say.
Filth. They're filth. We have two kinds of filth right now in our country. Okay. The kinds that hide behind any shade of their brownness to be bad people, when there's plenty of people of their complexion that don't do what they do. And then the other kind whom shall not be named.
I don't want to keep going because somehow it'll be turned into a racial thing. These people are garbage. They're garbage.
There's your problem, America.
I don't know why they act this way.
And I've been saying it for years. Thankfully, I get called less and less crazy for it, but I've been saying it for years.
Not his peers. He's an American. You're supposed to be my peer, but you're not doing that. You want to play your race games to make money. It's so exhausting. I hate these people.
You think that doesn't matter? Then you haven't been paying attention to the last 400 years of American history because you don't want to. This is not new. This is the system working exactly as it was designed.
First of all, the Black Panther LARP is cringe. It's gotta go.
Yeah.
This isn't the 1960s. You aren't protesting segregation. You're making a fucking TikTok video, okay? Second of all, this is the system working exactly how it was designed. Yeah.
unfortunately, it's not working well enough.
Yeah, I'd hope. When you kill someone, you go to jail. Like,
Yep.
am I missing something?
It's
It was
actually
a
reassuring
refreshing
to
change.
see,
They
yeah,
had
to
slaves
see it
in
work
America about 400 years
the way
right?
it's designed.
There have been slaves in America since before America was America. I think, right? Like I'm pretty sure. Yeah, like I mean, she probably is referring to how long there been since 1619. Yeah, that's what I thought.
That the system was working for
Yeah.
once. I'm tired of waking
that's
up
what
to
she's saying.
headlines like "Man who raped corpse on subway gets."
Illegal migrant who raped corpse on New York City subway is slapped to 5 years in prison. Isn't it crazy that we put up with these animals?
Look at that thing. You want that walking your streets, gang? You're fucking insane.
It really is. Oh my God. The judge needs to be in jail. I wonder how bad it's going to get before a person like me runs for office. I'll never run for office. But I want a person like me to run for office, and I want their policy on people like this to be just killing them. That's what my policy wants to, that's what I want my policy to be.
You know what I want? I want a black Führer so they can't say anything. And we're getting close.
Literally just kill them. Line them up against the wall.
So objectively wrong and it's so coming to a head that we're getting close to the right person who is, of all the things they try to say that he's against, while also being against the people who are doing those things who happen to be of the same group. You're going to get more of those. I'm telling you. And then it's going to be.
And do them all at the same time.
Because then it's blatant, you know, the fence sitters, they come to terms with the truth, and then, the idiots, they can't deny it, so it's either, give in or die.
What are we doing? Why are we putting up with this garbage? It is a disgrace. We are allowing this complete fucking destruction of society for no reason. Judges too? Well, I mean, again, I'd focus primarily on the ones doing the raping, right? The justice system is slow, that's the problem. Then speed it up. Duh.
5 years in jail. Like, I'm not kidding. That was like a real headline I saw the other day.
Yeah.
I'ma say it since nobody else can say it. Austin. Glad your ass dead. Austin, fuck his family, and I hope they get this message to have a.
Just take my order, man. You know you work at like fucking McDonald's or like Taco
Like
Bell
you're
or
on your
something.
smoke break,
Just take the
talking
order.
this big mighty shit.
No, bro. Like, no, I don't want to hear about that. I need a number 6. Okay, can I
Come
get
back
white
in
ice
here
in my
and
drink?
fucking flip
Yeah.
my shit.
Sir,
Double
this
with
is a
cheese,
Wheaties.
bacon, fries, large fries.
Up there in here.
Let me
put
get
the
a
fries
shake.
in the bag.
Let me get a
I'm so
shake.
proud of y'all for kicking that white boy. See, they not used to this happening to them, y'all. My only problem is it should happen more. Can we please pick a day where we just
Yeah, we gotta get rid of these scumbags. There's no amount of rehabilitation. We gotta get rid of these big lip scumbags immediately. These fucking seed spitters gotta go.
white people up? Matter of fact, I wish I knew where the little white boy grave was so I can go spit on that bitch.
How the fuck are any of these videos still up? There were so many of these videos. Are these people like...
Because there's a lot of these people.
Yeah.
And this is the kind of stuff that...
But trust me, I knew. I grew up around them. When I went to school and shit, there was always them there, and I was the one black kid hanging out with all the white kids. So they saw me as the corny, the goofy, the lame, but most of school fucked with me. They had to go be in their little group of nappies over there. They were like cool, you know, off in the corner, away from like the majority of the rest of the school. High school, same thing. The hood kids, like the wannabe gangster kids, were left alone unless you wanted to get a felony. Nobody wanted to get a felony. Some kids were into hard drugs and they would buy from them, but that was it. Hardly ever saw them at parties. They would go hang out with inner city kids at their parties where you could possibly be shot. I was going to the rich white kid parties. Even when I was going to a non-private school, I was still going to the rich white kid parties. Shout out my nigga Quinn. Fucking real one. Still got those nigga. Black Beatles at our spot, my nigga. Yeah, I still remember, bro. That shit was elite. Quinn knows ball. Shout out your pops too. I hope your family's doing well. Anyways, that's besides the point. The point is, all them hard niggas were limited access because they were dangerous. And it's all fun and everything. You know, maybe one of the cute chicks is digging you because you dangerous and shit, and it goes on for a little while. And then she either dies or you put her in real danger and she's like, what the fuck? And then she wants nothing to do with you. I've seen it a dozen times. It's usually how it goes. I've seen it a dozen times. Bitches only want niggas who are bad boys who like look bad. If a bitch wants you because you're actually a criminal, she's insane. Flat out, that's it. That's all there is to it. Bitch is crazy. Most women want the bad boy look and vibe. But if you in and out of jail and getting felonies, and God forbid she's loving you enough and y'all got a kid, yeah, nigga, you out the picture. You're unstable. She can't build the family with you. Like, that shit was cute when we were 20. Maybe sexy when we were teens. Fucking, can you grow up now? And maybe just like have a motorcycle when you're 40 instead of fucking trying to be a drug dealer? Like, this is the... I don't know what these niggas think is so cool about being a repeat felon. I get what the frustration of not having any available means and wanting to sell drugs for money. But the number one thing that keeps me from doing that is they will play with my butt in jail. And I will always wind up two places, dead or in jail. It's just how it goes. Not worth it. Even with weed, not worth it. Unless I have money enough to go legit and open up a dispensary, I will have nothing to do with selling my entire life. It's just the way it is, unfortunately.
So I spoke about this a few days
As
ago.
quick
on
money
Twitter.
as that sounds, I'd much rather upload YouTube videos to the whole of 10 fucking people for the rest of my life and be a loser working dead-end jobs, coming back from the Iraqi Big Nose War, but then trying to flip a brick and dying. But, you know what I mean?
I talked about this topic.
It's just the way it goes.
Let me see if I can show it up.
But it's just so
me a
stupid.
minute.
It's just so ridiculous that people think that this felon shit is a cool lifestyle still. That we're still trying to defend Carmelo Anthony. We're still doing this dumb shit, this blatantly dumb shit. When he should be condemned for being a child who can't check his emotions enough not to stab a random individual. at a track meet over some dumb bullshit. Like, do we not all remember what it was like to be in high school? You're telling me in high school that one fight at lunch, you remember, everybody's seen, come on, bro. You remember, you're not that fucking old. Stop playing dumb, nigga. You remember that one fight at lunchtime. You're telling me that if fucking Tyrone pulled out a knife and stabbed Kyle, you wouldn't be like, what the fuck just happened? The fuck is going on? What did I just watch? I watched two dudes get in a fight over one dude over the aforementioned thing that I mentioned. It was that dude's sister, who I happened at the time I was friends with, very close friends with. He was gonna kick the head clean off this kid. Swear to God, belt to ass. He beat the fuck. I mean, he deserved it. I mean, like, dude, you know what I mean? You raped my little sister. Like, that's not gonna fly. I'm gonna fucking beat the shit out of you. I would have been less shocked if he killed him then than the situation that happened with this Carmelo Anthony kid. I would have been less shocked. And it still didn't happen. And I still would have been like, damn, like, in front of everybody, nigga? That's a little, yeah, that's unhinged. We're not even gonna, like, I'll help you. Like, we're not even gonna, like, catch this nigga after practice or nothing. Like, I'll help you. Like, I'm basically family friends with the nigga at this point. We weren't talking about at this point. We were family friends. Like, I was down for it. Nigga did wrong, heinous level wrong. Got to go. That's it. That's the last mistake he gets to make. I'm cool with that. Let's get him out of here. But let's be smart about it. Like, if he just did it right there and then I'd be like, yo, like, the point is to get away with it. You deserve to live your life after. Now, fuck. I mean, I get it, but like, damn, bro, like, give us a minute, bro. Like, I'd still be like, damn, dude, for real? I'd still be kind of frustrated. Like, we could have got away with it, bro. Like, somehow. But to just do this shit over nothing is insane as fuck. Y'all telling me, not the shit I just described, not some nigga's sister's honor on the line in a heinous manner on the line. Not that. Not some nigga violating your shit and you gotta. Not that. Nothing close, no type of justification like that involved. You get in a scuffle with the nigga. You're shit talking the nigga. He shoves you. You stab him in the fucking heart. Are you kidding me? Y'all telling me you guys see no problem with it and you wonder why white people don't want you around nothing? Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? I don't want you guys around nobody in my family. I don't want you guys around my kids if I ever have. I don't want anybody around, nobody I know, love, or care about, fucking thinking that this shit was okay. The fact that this is still going on is fucking insane to me. How much principle has my people lost? This is insane. Y'all have kids, husbands, all these personal connections. Some of you got elderly in your lives from previous generations. None of them are telling you that you're insane and stupid. None of them. That a boy died and you guys are talking, posting AI pictures of pissing on a child's grave. What do you think AI thinks when you feed that shit into its algorithm and you're a human being? Do you think it's going to let me off the hook? Or do y'all think you monkeys can get me thrown in the blender too? Because I surely don't deserve what y'all get. I don't do this. I think this is a disgusting, heinous crime. And I would be fucking perplexed. And in myself, after being shot at 17, if I saw this 2 years later at school, I'd be fucking done with life. I'd be traumatized to shit. I'd be so fucking done. I would have signed up for the draft. I'd be over there right now doing Sky 30. Lord knows who I'd hit. But I'd be over there right now doing Sky 30. I was really good at Battlefield 4 in my time. Like, it was disgusting. You can look at my Xbox account, Daddy Long Tree 91. Some of my clips are on there. I think of me flying that thing. Like, it was disgusting. I was really good. You give me an A10 Warthog, I'll fly some shit that shouldn't be outflown, and then drop some bombs on some shit that shouldn't have gotten hit. Okay? Again, Lord knows whose shit, but that, hey, look. Anyways, I don't do this shit. I don't promote, do, or encourage this heinous shit amongst my people to do on top. I never have. I've always thought that people who do this shit or do exploitive, heinous shit onto other people in mass, or think it's okay for it to be done onto other people in mass, or done it onto somebody themselves because they think it's okay to do it onto those people en masse, should have that thing done onto them to see how it feels. I'm brutal. That's what I immediately. You're extorting an IP for money and greed and shallow politics. Somebody should extort you for money and greed and shallow politics, or extort you in some others. A lot of physical ways of extortion. And then maybe you'll learn not to do that to other people for money or some other shallow ass reason. Because you can make money not being a piece of shit. Turns out. It's just you're lazy. A lot of these people aren't even truly evil like that. There are some evil people, true savages. Just born that way, become that way, doesn't matter. True savages. But many people are just lazy. And the bad thing to do is oftentimes the easy thing to do. Pay for something, well, I got to figure out how to come up with money. Steal something, how do I get away? How do I get away from somebody? Run. It's lazy. It's easy. It's the first thing that comes to mind. That's it. Sophistication takes thought. Something that's hard for these people.
All forms of social and political conflict can be understood through the lens of online video games. Raid, Molten Core, and Classic WoW. You haven't truly seen the dark soul of humanity exposed until you witness a rep paladin explaining why they need Onslaught Girdle over a warrior. And the thing is that I didn't tag him, but I was absolutely thinking of him. I was completely... I was immediately thinking about him and McConnell. I was thinking about them the entire time while I was tweeting it out. I was remembering remember S-Fan's reasoning of, oh, so I need to get tier 2.5 and AQ 40. So if I get the full set on the first week, then we don't have to worry about me getting it anymore because I'll already have it. Holy shit! I never thought of it that way. No wonder you're the guild master. This guy's got a crazy way of looking at things. So I see this explained for the sixth time in bomb.
What he's getting at is the
People are
infinite
so
depth
bad.
of some people's selfishness and the inner problem, the great human condition. The fact that it's kind of like in this situation, I may be wrong. I'll let him talk in a minute, but I'm going to predict. I may be wrong, but it's kind of like in this situation, the rat privilege would be thinking that you could sit there and say that, oh, well, we have to dismiss what he did and possible consequences for what he did because he's black. Okay, well, what if a white kid did it? Oh, well, then, yeah, we have to hold him to account. Okay, so why don't we hold Carmelo Anthony to account? Oh, well, because he did it to a white kid. Because it's not the instigation. It's not the shoving. That's the problem. Because you apes fight all the time. But somebody getting killed is a completely different level of escalation, and we all know it. We all know it. Even if he was getting his ass beat and he walked away from Carmelo after beating his ass, beating the fuck out of him, still wouldn't be justified. I'm just keeping it real. Shit's insane. Psychotic. In front of a bunch of kids. Like, gang, there was most definitely a freshman within viewing distance of that shit. It definitely drew the most attention for the nearest 100 people around it. Possibly further. Like, do you guys, I guess maybe that bullet passing through me did something to my head. I don't know. But I feel like I must have been absurdly observational when I was a young black youth, because this is insane. I don't understand why you got so many people on the internet playing dumb about this situation. It's so cut and clear. Like, it's such a level of escalation. It's fucking insane. Like, gang, put yourself in this situation. You've been in similar situations. Okay, now imagine that happening. Whoa, yeah, whoa, right? Whoa, right? Like that one episode of Smiley Face. Wow, right? Wow. I'm sorry. Still is innocent black tea? Like, come on.
Not SFAD. SFAD, to be fair, he was such a great leader. They all said
Ooh, right?
The first
Ooh,
time
right.
before he gets triggered and has to tell the story again if he ever sees this clip. I understand that your guild said you put in so much work and so much effort, but if you would just roll the warrior, you could have helped the guild even more, all right? So, but we don't need to pass and talk about that too much more, okay? My point is that playing online video games shows you what people really are. It shows you how bad they really are. And I think that all of these girls on the internet, she's been on the internet a long time, but she never raided in an MMO. As far as I know, she wasn't involved in like organizational structures involving anonymous men on the internet. If you have ever been involved in organizational structures involving anonymous men on the internet, you would understand how bad this really is. You have no idea how bad this really is. It's actually crazy how bad people are.
DIA PsyOps? I'm doing it again.
The level
This
of
got so bad that
narcissism
people
in
were
some
actually
people
going out
is
and
fucking
assaulting
insane,
white
dude.
people
Like,
to
trust me,
get
I used to play for Honor. It's fucking absurd. Some of the people that I beat their asses, a lot of black guys that used to play for Honor. Every time I joined their fucking party, come about, oh, look at this white boy coming in here talking shit, and I'm like, listen, big lip. All right, I'm only gonna say this once. All right, I'm not white. I've just read a lot of books. Okay, book, yes, book.
Obviously, I can't show these videos, but there were multiple incidences of this. These people live in a delusional alternate reality, and they're becoming radicalized to take revenge for shit that isn't even happening. But like every other week, I have to read another stupid New York Times article about how like 20-year-old white boys are being radicalized into the alt-right because they watch Jordan Peterson or some shit. Like, you. And like, people have been so brainwashed to believe that they're racist because they post like edgy memes. No, you're not racist with your 4chan meme.
For any white people who see this video who might be of note of any kind, please spread the word. You're not racist. You're not. You're not. It's like a rushing nesting doll. See, you've gone from tolerant to patient to frustrated. Now you're mad. There's two more levels. I'm the level beneath you. That's racist.
These people.
A lot of you aren't there yet.
are racists. You're like a
They're racist psychopaths. That's what they
level
are.
1, maybe
crazy.
level 2.
Maybe
racist.
some of
These
you
like
are.
level
Maybe some of you are. A lot of you not there yet. A lot of you are still mad or irritated. Okay? All right? Trust me, you'll get there. Your eyes will look like mine every day, everywhere you go, everywhere you look. You think it hits bad for you. Double it. Every time it happens, every time it has happened, you've been irritated by it. Double it, triple it. Because I'm also an American. Triple it. It's very frustrating. It's very infuriating. It's very hot fire. Super hot fire.
9 racists. You have no idea what racism is. I've seen your friend groups. Racist friend groups do not care what race you are as long as you are also racist. These people
Yeah.
are significantly
The racism community is extremely diverse. The only thing that matters is that you are also racist.
more racist than you will ever be.
Shout out my
Hell,
grandpa.
even the
Rest in
KKK,
peace, Ralph.
level 10 racists wore hoods to conceal their identity. These people are out here posting this full government name and face.
I got 5 boys. I don't know what. I ain't got nothing to tell them no more.
I deadass gotta look at my
I don't know what you can tell. Yeah, I mean, like, it's over for them already. Not because, obviously, of this, but because you're their mom.
I've known a lot of men who've grown up with only their mothers. And I can imagine there's a lot of irritation and friction, especially when you get to a certain age. It's just natural. Without the man there, it gets worse. But, known some that can work it out. But, with that as your mom, that's rough, gang.
sweet innocent
At a very young age, that's rough.
son one day and explain to him that people hate us simply because we were born black. What am I supposed to tell my son? I don't f***ing know. Not to kill people.
You tell them not to kill people?
Like, okay, so
What?
I don't know what it's like to be black, okay? I don't know. Maybe it's a completely different experience that I will never understand. But in the
It's not that different. Maybe sometimes people think you're a criminal when you're not because of statistics. It's really not that hard to disarm most people in terms of comfort. It's not that different than being white. That happens to you maybe, especially nowadays in America. I'm struggling to think of a time where I can say that, yeah, that guy probably thought I was something that I wasn't. I'm actually struggling. Even in my adulthood, when I've gotten noticeably more like visible as like a potential threat objectively, like I'm a grown man now. I could fuck some shit up if I wanted to. Grown man. That's why we have laws the way we do. I'm a grown man. I can fuck some. I'm big enough to fuck some shit up if I wanted to. Especially when I was training at peak of my prime in high school. I was playing football, especially before I got shot. It's fucking huge. Fuck some shit up if I wanted to. Even at that size, women never gave that impression to me. Men never gave that impression to me. Fuck, something got my. Yeah, but like even inviting me into their home for the first time, like with a new friend or something, I never felt the impression that like, oh, they're superstitious of me because I'm black or whatever the fuck. I oftentimes, if there was any racial tension or they felt uncomfortable about something, what I would do is make racist jokes. Super heavy-handed, super racist jokes that you would not expect to come from a child's mouth. Because I knew adults, when children act out of pocket in that sense, when they can say something of your level it kind of jars them and throws them off. It's amusing, especially a black child to understand, like, to craft such a whimsical joke. Like, damn, that's funny. Like, that's something I would have heard on SNL. That's some funny shit. Well, nigga, that's some funny shit. And usually, most of the time, like, between that and just being respectful, most people don't give a fuck what color your skin is. They really don't care. If anything, at that point, that's when the woke ideology, utopian dream kicks in of them being like, how is he different from us? Like, what do you do differently? And a lot of times for me, they found out, wow, he's not that much different besides the fact that he levies his skin color to say things that other people aren't allowed to say, which is amusing and funny and harmful to exactly nobody. So they enjoy it. That's been most of my life.
In this case, no.
In particular, interactions with white people, it's been most of my life, is just cracking very obscene, offensive jokes, having a good time, playing video games, getting high, doing the normal shit, the normal American shit that you do growing up as an American in America, doing the normal shit, going to parties, hanging out with girls. I've never once, the only time ever growing up in America that I've ever dealt with any type of racial nonsense from anybody. Yeah, but the only time I've ever dealt with racism in America growing up is from the black people themselves. And there was this one guy in particular that my homie used to always invite him over all the time to drink. You know, he would always get the ladies over and everything, hook it up with all the girls. He was good at smooth talking. You know, he was the guy that set up the weekend. Like, that was just his thing. He was good at it. Somebody had to be good at it, or else like the weekend would be dead. And he was just good at that shit. And this guy was always, every time he get drunk and then get in his feels and start talking about white people and how much he hates white people and how he doesn't think, oh, that our homie fucks with him because he's black and all this other shit. And every fucking time, this son of a bitch, this fucking, oh, every time he would fucking try to my brother me and get me to come in on it and hate the nigga too all night and like, yo, bro, I'm not gonna come in there and fucking join you in your my brother pity party bullshit all night, bro. I'm gonna go talk to bitches. Okay? Get absolutely no pussy, because look at me. Okay, if you think I was cuter when I was in high school, come on, my nigga. Let's be for real. Some of us got it and some of us don't. I love Warhammer. I'm not Henry Cavill. All right? Never was. Okay. All right? Just the way it is. All right? And neither are you. But that's a story for another day. Anyways, the point being, the moral of the story is, it does not matter what color or walk of life you come from. As long as you come at people with a little bit of decency, shit will mostly be all right. As long as you're not in the bathroom crying and bitching about how they suck and their race is ass. Meanwhile, they're inviting you over every weekend to drink their beer and hang out with the women that they called up to be here. Like, think about that. These bitches showed up all with the chance and at the invitation of this nigga, really. But there's still something here for you to get because he's only one nigga. And he did all that and bought the alcohol for you to have fun with him. But he hates you. That's a funny way of hating somebody. I'm just saying. That's a weird way to hate a nigga, ain't it? That's a weird way to, like, in my personal opinion, if I hate you, my nigga, you're not getting pussy from me. I get no pussy. You're not getting pussy from me. We're not doing that. Okay, that's a bad trait. right? You're not you're not getting liquor from me. Okay? That's a bad trade, right? We're not doing that. Especially not if you hate me sitting up in the bathroom talking a bunch of shit about me. Meanwhile, I'm providing you with everything to have fun right now. You're only in this emotional loser ass state talking all these sober man thought loser ass things. You really be thinking about me because I paid for the alcohol for you to get irresponsibly drunk on like you are right now, to the point where you can't even have fun and talk to the bitches. You in here crying in the bathroom and shit every weekend. Fuck's wrong with you? Loser ass nigga. Mixed nigga too. Every time. Every time. Drake ass nigga. Every time. What is wrong with you? Talking shit about the white man. White man's giving you pussy and liquor. Just have fun, bro. There's too many niggas like that. There's too many Carmelo Anthony loving ass niggas out here that they can't even have fun with life because they're too busy fighting some struggle that wasn't ever there. That was manufactured for them by some other niggas that we all are fucking tired of as well too. Because these are the problems they create for us to deal with. That's the only reason this is happening. Because it's a problem they've handed on to America from the jump. When they built the ships to send us over here, but that's another story.
Nobody is hating.
You can't, even if being black is different.
By the way, it only went from indentured servitude to slavery, which yes, they are different. It only went from that to that because of a black man, by the way, who set the precedent for all the current white people of the time in that region that it was okay to just own them forever. By suing a white man who incited a black man on his plantation to run from him. Decided to sue that white man because he incited a slave's freedom without the slave understanding that he shouldn't have been a slave in the first place. Brother didn't even know what they took from him, and a white man had to tell him. Caught the nigga. Sent them back to his black master. Black master sues the white man and wins in court.
Still can't stab people. We just can't. We can't deal with that. It's not sustainable.
And all that is all this really hatred of white people is predicated on this fantasy of slavery you were sold as a kid in school. Fucking idiots.
It's just simply not sustainable.
Carmelo because he is black. They're hating Carmelo because he killed someone. I basically said this on Twitter and some liberal account was like, remember when Shu was a leftist? Ah yes, the famous leftist policy being...
Do you remember when the leftist party was filled with people like Shu instead of people like you? Do you remember that? You stupid bitch.
Pro-murder. I remember
well,
back...
if black people do something wrong, putting them in jail is racist. This is
Your
according
shit,
to white women who live in gated
Your
suburbs,
shit, you're killing
who,
it.
if the
Don't listen to
noise
these
is loud
fucking
enough, they
losers.
think it's a gunshot, but it's actually just somebody closing a book. And they're immediately calling the police. They're the ones that lock their doors the moment that a homeless person walks by their car. It's embarrassing. I hate them. I hate them. Oh, I hate them. I hate a lot of people. They're included.
When Shoe on Head was pro-murder. Silly me! How could I fall so far? Leftism isn't about wealth inequality or workers' rights. No. It's about letting black people stab white people. Clearly. To be completely honest,
Leftism has been completely poison-pilled by identity politics that turn around and, through a horseshoe theory, enable big business. That's what's happened. Law?
The elder
Yeah.
Metcalf reportedly described Austin as a boy, twin, son, leader, true warrior. He remembered him as a
true
baby
warrior.
grabbing his finger.
That's like the last thing. Why would you talk about a true... Oh, God.
He talked about teaching him to fish, watching him take his first buck, and seeing him grow up too fast. He spoke of a scholarship created in Austin's memory and said his family has been robbed. And right there,
Quote
his own
robbed.
words. Jeff Metcalf told on himself.
Oh,
In your
yeah?
own memorial language, you told us about the kind of white boyhood Austin was raised inside. It was a boyhood steeped in conquest language, hunting rituals, warrior fantasy,
That's right.
masculine toughness,
That's
and the
right.
romance of force. You told us about a child praised for not just being kind, curious, gentle, or careful, but for becoming a leader and a warrior in a racist culture where those words too often mean dominance. This psycho so
This is the most ridiculous. It's not going to work anymore. All right. The chivalrous knight on a horse doing shit for his king. All right. All right. Doing shit for honor. All right. When his king steps out of line, he's got to put his king back in line. We've seen this many times. The cowboy who's. He believes in the law. You know, he can talk his way out of things with the Indians because they respect him because he's not just some corrupt general or some other piece of shit. He's legit dude, right? Legit decent human man who believes in something. That's the white people's culture that you shit all over all the time and call racist all the time. The same white people who formed an entire fucking political party who's now also been co-opted, the right-wing political party, to come fight and free you. Back in the day was genuine. Now it's all corrupted. We need an entirely new party. But originally, the right-wing party was founded to free the slaves. It was that was one of the main motivating driving factors of the founding of the right-wing party, political party, was to free the slaves, was to ensure that America would not be a country founded long-term on the system of slavery. That was the plan. They soft-talked it into allowance for industrial means. And in the background, they figured out ways around it and formed a political party. If you go look at the history, it's very interesting what happened. And then they brought everybody else into line and exposed the truth of enslaving another man, and then went to war abolishing slavery. So America would not be a slave nation, because that's not what they wanted. We just broke from Britain. How the fuck are we going to build our new nation of freedom on enslaving other people? Got to break away from this. And what we already have is going to be a stain on our country forever. We have to stop this. That's how that party was founded. It's fucking ridiculous.
gentle or careful, before becoming a leader and a warrior in a racist culture where those words too often mean dominance.
So being a leader and a warrior, y'all's culture is white people. Predominantly what I've seen in the white culture. That's, y'all say they have no culture. Their culture is leading, dominating, and being warriors. That's their culture. That's always been their culture. That's always the thing that's appealed to them. That's them. That's what they like to do. Get over it. Developing medicine in the Western world and flying planes, it's all so racist. You're a fucking baby.
Psycho, so
You're a baby and a loser. And we do not need you.
You're so lucky that they're not. By the grace and kindness, they're not doing that to you. They actually fought a war over 150 years ago for other people to stop doing that to you. And your thankfulness is inventing fantasies where going hunting means that you can stab somebody. That's amazing.
I didn't pre-watch the video. So if you're like mad or bitching at this point, that's on you. You're just on the wrong side, buddy. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. I haven't pre-watched the video. It's not a coincidence that I gravitated towards his content, or that we think the same thing, or that we say the same shit. It's called the truth, dumbass.
A grieving father.
You know they still have slaves in Africa, right? There's like 50 million slaves.
Describe his son as a leader and a warrior, and freak the fuck out because his son is white, and therefore that's like white supremacy or some shit. In their world, white people are like...
Yeah, like we didn't go over to Africa and go with like lassos and go capture all the Africans. Oh, the Africans that were there. This is what happened.
I've been saying this joke for years. You think Jimmy got up off his lawn, off his porch in Montgomery, Alabama, went over to Niger, Africa, in the deep tall brush, in fauna he's never fucking seen before. I don't know if you know what the word fauna means. It means vegetation, the bushes, the type of bushes and trees and shrubbery in the area. It's hard. I don't know how many words, these people understand, but that shit, the fauna, was something they had never seen before. It's like walking on the surface of a new planet, especially with the fucking heat. You think Montgomery's hot? Try Niger. Any time of year. Fucking miserable. Miserable climate. It's a miserable climate in that country. Truly. Some spots like have a terrible climate. It's hot as fuck. God, it's so hot it's indescribable. It's insane. It's actually insane. Never been there. I've only seen documentaries and people's accounts from different shit, like on the Nature Channel and shit. I can only imagine. You can see it on the fucking cameraman. And you've been in the hottest heat in your life, and that shit still looks worse. So I can only imagine. Oh my God. And you think that fucking Nigel got up off his porch and was just catching wild ones out there and wrangling them, seeing no retribution from the tribes people? What contingent of men did they have to do that? It's one thing being wealthy enough to go over there on somebody else's ship, but what contingent of men did these people have? How much money did you think they have? They already got to buy the slaves. People know nothing about the transatlantic slave trade. They know nothing about the transatlantic slave trade. They just peddle this fantasy, and because you have white culture, which you're supposed to have none according to them, of which they still identify all the time, that means you deserve to die because your culture is bad.
Killing each other. They've been killing each other forever.
But my culture of spinning the block is fine.
Forever. And so eventually some white dudes show up and these black guys are like, yo, we have these other guys from this other tribe. Yo, we beat their ass. Do you want them? Okay, great. Yo, can we get
sold their own people. Over there, they know their story. Over here, blacks don't understand their story. It's insane.
I don't know what we gave them, right? I don't know what we traded them with. We gave them something. They were the one, you got sold into slavery by a black person. That's what happened. Use a knife with features? Yeah. Spices, guns to get more. Yeah, it's like this is a self-perpetuating problem.
Only allowed to hate themselves, right? That's why libs are often the way that they are, just like absolute cucks, just like rolling over and showing their bellies. Haha, white people can't dance. Haha, white people, like, they don't.
Well, they do that because they're afraid, and that's because, and also they're pathetic losers. I mean, that's really the reason too. The Arab slave trade, the African slave trade, yeah.
Season their food because being anything other than that gets you treated like this. Reminder that this is a professor in a college teaching students right now, and you wonder.
And this is the reason why I think that we need to chimp out more. The real big problem is that white people have no sense of self-respect, and we allow people like that to exist inside of institutions without properly raising hell over it. I think the fact is that if you have people that are acting this way and getting really mad, you need to make sure that they get fired and completely destroyed politically, socially, and economically. And until white people, and I would say Republicans and conservatives and men too, because women have this advantage as well, until we get together and we're willing to collectively advocate for our best interests and behave in the exact same way that they behave, then we will continue losing in this battle of cultural relevance, because these people are using weapons that are more effective than ours. And we might say that we have the moral high ground, but I'd rather actually just have the high ground. That's my opinion. I think if somebody takes the low road, meet them there with a shovel.
I've been saying it for years.
Why people are the
That's
way
my
that they are. I
mindset.
swear we had it made
Meet their goddamn ass with a shovel. Because they patched out the high road.
in the 90s. I swear that was
And letting people continue to be pieces of shit is not something we should do.
it's like peak normalcy. Do you feel that way? Maybe I'm just
Everything.
Any type of people, we know what a piece of shit is now. We know. It's been 2,000 years of advanced humanity, enough to record our own history. We know. We know what a piece of shit is.
Was getting better until Tropic Thunder.
Can't allow it. That
And
part
then
of free
Tropic
will,
Thunder
can't allow
was
it.
the apex.
That shit
And
is
everything
ridiculous.
after Tropic Thunder was things getting worse. We peaked at Tropic Thunder.
like a stupid millennial like nostalgia because I was a child back then and didn't know.
You
I don't
could
know.
say
I don't
Rush
know. I kind
Hour
of feel
3.
like race relations were better back then because it was all like, oh, we don't see color, and then they flipped it and they were like, actually, if you don't see color, you're racist. You have to acknowledge your white privilege and you're a colonizer. Like, what the?
Yeah.
I feel like my worldview's just been shattered. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean we can't just all be in a circle and sing Kumbaya? What is this?
It's not the way the world works. This is not the way people are. They're not.
Some people just can't get along,
As I
man.
said, a girl can never understand the depravity of wanting Onslaught Girdle for your rat paladin girlfriend. You can never understand the selfishness, self-centered, just complete self-serving behavior. Like, this is a girl could never understand this. They can't. They don't get it.
Like, I was always taught from my parents,
They
from my
don't get
teachers,
it.
like, you shouldn't judge people on their skin color, blah, 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 blah. And, like,
It's tough.
were these people just not
That's what his
taught that?
girlfriend- No, S-Fan, you know what S-Fan did? This is what S-Fan used to do. So he would message me. It'd be like 3 in the morning. He'd be like, yo, what up? I'm like, 8. And so he would message me and he'd be like, yo, can I get 2,000 gold? And I'm like, why can't you ask for it in chat? And he said, because people get mad at me if I ask for it. I said, okay, so then I have to ask for it, and then everybody has to get mad at me, and then I have to give you the gold, and then you say that you just got it somehow. He's like, yeah. And I'm like, all right, yeah, let me log on. All right, send him a 2,000 gold. How do you think S-Fan and McConnell afforded those flying mounts, bro? Like, really, how do you think that happened?
Were they not taught that? I feel like they were just
How do you
taught from
think
a
they
young age,
afford
like,
it?
white people bad, like, it was just hammered into their fucking heads. And, like, honestly, like, white people
Yeah.
get told that in, like, university. Like, they go to college and they get told, white people bad, white people bad. It's really upsetting that a family had to bury their child, and it's all being overshadowed by insane people trying to make it about race.
This is why we need to bring back colonialism.
In a normal world, it wouldn't be about race, but we don't live in a normal world. I would like to
In a normal world, he'd be in jail and nobody would give a fuck. But in this world, we got a bunch of crazy, ignorant monkeys running around deciding that everything that has anything to do with principle that coincidentally comes across anything of color is somehow some type of racial thing. So you can never hold anybody to it. So all you need is a black dude in a significant position in power, and then you could do anything, or at least set up anything evil or wrong that you want, and nobody can say anything because then it's racist. Well, see ya.